Welcome to the Busy Girl's Guide to the Bible podcast. I'm Andrea, and this podcast is my own ramblings and lessons that I have learned in trying to balance being a Christian, a wife, a mom, a writer, a business owner, a photographer, a blogger, a friend, a daughter, a sister, and the 1 million other things that make me me. What I want so badly is to teach other women that the Bible doesn't have to be confusing or frustrating or even over your head. I want to teach you the ways that I have learned to carve out time, not only to get into the Bible, but to apply it, make sense of it, and get practical takeaways in everyday life. Hey, busy girls, welcome back. It is a new year, and it is flying by. Have you noticed that? It feels like, January is almost over. It's like half over. It's bananas. But I'm so glad that you guys are back. I am so glad to be back. Sorry about this super long just pause button forever. It's been a crazy busy season. My husband works for a church, has for years, and during the holidays, we just don't see him. So I was kind of on my own for a while, and I liked it. And I did all this fun stuff with my kids by myself, and I was really stressed out. It was super fun. And also why did I drive these kids to the mountains by myself? That seems crazy. But hey, we did it, and it's a memory, and they'll only remember, the good stuff and the few times that I yelled at them. That's fine. So let's get into it, shall we? When my husband asked me what the topic is for this week, I got all teary and I said discontentment, because can I just be super honest with you and tell you that is where I'm at right now. I feel very discontented in life. I feel bummed out. I'm kind of blue. And I honestly, gosh, now that I'm saying that, I feel like I feel that every January, or maybe it's the winter blues. Isn't that seasonal affective disorder? I don't know. But I was feeling about that topic and just man, this is kind of a bummer. This is going to be a super bummer week, and everybody's going to love it and feel so bad after they listen. So it was funny because I opened my Bible and just kind of looking for inspiration. I've got a whole list of topics that I'm super excited to talk about, but none of them really hit home. And so it was cool because my Bible opened up to Ecclesiastes, and it was Ecclesiastes 3 talking about there's a season for everything. And I was like, oh, cool. I'm kind of off the hook. It's okay to have a season where you're just where you're just not feeling it. I sounded like a duck when I did that. That was weird. So it was crazy cool that I opened up to that, because I really made myself feel kind of crappy and bad, because over, I don't know, I would say the last 2 weeks, we're supposed to be refreshed and revitalized, and here we go. It's a new year, new you, blah, 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 blah. And I was just kind of not feeling it. So I kind of, felt guilty and felt bad about that, and was like, hey, you need to get your act together. So seeing that, I was like, man, it's okay to have kind of a pooper season. And then I was sitting on my bed and just kind of looking through my notes and whatever, and something about The Bachelor came up, and I was like, yes, I cannot wait to watch The Bachelor. I know you're watching. Isn't he the best? Colton is just the best. Let's just talk about The Bachelor. Let's just make this a Bachelor podcast. We're going to switch everything up right now. But I thought, what a great topic when you're in the middle of feeling kind of crappy, finding little things in your life, little guilty pleasures that bring you joy. Hello. That's our job here, is to find things that bring us joy. And that was one of the verses that I have highlighted in this chapter, is finding pleasure in your toil. And I love that, because I'm in a season where my toil is about to change and new things are coming up, and I'm super, super scared to do things that I've never done before. Hello, that's terrifying. But I told my husband, I'm super, super scared to think about, did you hear my dog? I'm super scared to think about a year or two down the line and not doing something that scares me now. That scares me bigger than doing something scary. Does that make sense? So he goes, okay, well then that's how you know that you're supposed to do it. Like, you have to step outside your comfort zone. You have to enjoy the things that you do. And I think one of the things that is really important is finding the little tiny joys in life. And I think mostly I'm good at that. But when I am feeling bluer than normal, it's hard to remember those things. It's hard to be like, I don't really want to get out of bed and stop this friend's marathon because it's comfortable and it's warm. But you got to find the things that bring you joy. This verse in Ecclesiastes 3 is so good. It's verse 12, and it said, I perceived for them that there is nothing better than to be joyful and to do good as long as they live. Also, that everyone should eat and drink and take pleasure in all his toil. That is God's gift to man. And I think so often we think we have to just do the daily grind. We have to get up and wipe butts in the name of Jesus. We have to clean our house. We have to have food on the table. We have to work our butts off. And I think so many times we miss out on the little things that are supposed to bring us joy. I think we get too stuffy and too laser focused. And so when I saw the thing for The Bachelor, I started laughing because I was like, man, that is one of my guilty pleasures. I love watching The Bachelor. I like looking at all the pretty dresses. And man, I sound like a stereotypical white girl right now, but I just love it. It's something that I look forward to. It's super fun. It's so fun to like bring your girlfriends in on. That's another thing I love. I love having my girlfriends over. So I think it's so important, especially when you're in a weird season, when you're in a season of change, to make sure that you have those things lined up, to make sure that you have those things that you're doing constantly that bring you joy, whether it's going for a walk or meeting up with a friend or taking your own time to do whatever you like, go get a Starbucks and I don't know, walk around the mall or something. Do something that brings you joy, that will make you giggle. I mean, go giggle, for goodness sake. It is so good for your soul to be able to find things that are just fun and whimsical. I think they add so much color and silliness to your life. And so I am giving you permission to call your girlfriends over and have bachelor nights because, oh my gosh, it's so much fun. It's so fun and silly. I mean, put roses around. I mean, do something super fun. Like we used to do finale parties all the time, and those are always so much fun. I have a girlfriend from high school. Hi, Christina. And she does that every year. And I just think it's the coolest thing. She has like 10 or 12 girlfriends come over and they do this big party. I might just steal that idea because that's a great idea. I want you to share what your guilty pleasures are because we might all be missing out on things and you might have these like amazing guilty pleasures and now we really want them and we don't know that. We won't know until you share it. So jump in that group. It's the You Belong community. I will link it in the podcast notes. Just click to be added. Is that it? Yeah, added. And then we'll add you to the group. Or you can comment on my Instagram post or wherever. I want to hear from you guys. I want to hear what your best guilty pleasures are. And if we should just like start a nationwide like bachelor viewing party, satellite parties, like that would be so fun. And I want to say one thing. If you are feeling bluer than normal, please go talk to someone. Because sometimes it takes a third party. It takes somebody who doesn't really know your circumstances to really shed light where you are feeling darkness. There is no shame in that. I am super excited because I have a new counselor. I haven't done it in a few years, but every time I go, I feel like this huge weight lifted off. So I'm really excited to share all of my therapy sessions with you, as if this isn't a therapy session. But if you are feeling that way, please reach out to somebody. There are so many people that can help you with that. And even it might just be a friend to just listen. But if you need help, there's help available. I love you guys. I will see you next week for an all new episode of the Busy Girl's Guide to the Bible podcast. I love you. Have a wonderful week.